Luna Ascending by Zaina Wilder. Copyright Zaina Wilder 2024. All rights reserved. Chapter 8. Dirk. Freya has messed with my head. Now my wolf won't settle. He's fighting me on taking a chosen Luna. But Freya's just a damn human. The goddess knows it's impossible for her to be my fated mate. And not only that, there's no space for her in my life. I don't have time for a fling, no matter how enamoured my wolf is. With my sister's wolf gone, the pack needs good news, something to buoy them up. Completing the Luna rite would be perfect. So why can't I make a damn decision? For one tiny little human, she has created a bloody great big mess in my life. I need to get this girl out of my system. Maybe I'm thinking about it all wrong though. Maybe I need to take her out on a date, show myself she's nothing special, fuck her if that means satisfying my wolf, and move the hell on with life. No one in the pack needs to know. Hellfire, my dad's such an asshole he might even approve. I'm humming as I pull up, the throaty roar of my car echoing down the dilapidated street. It feels good to be away from the pack house for a bit. Every time I see Aurora, she's crying, and I can't do a damn thing about it. Peering at my phone, I double-check the address. This can't be right, surely. But no, this is the street. Hellfire. The ground floor of Freya's tenement has boarded up windows. Stepping out onto the sidewalk, discarded litter blows past, and a smashed Buckfast bottle crunches under my feet. She can't be safe living here. My heart's thundering in my chest. I'm here to get this woman into bed and out of my head, but for the first time in ages, I actually care about a date going well. Shit. I rub my sweaty palms on my trousers. Pull it together, Dirk. You're an alpha, for goddess's sake. I'm taking her to a wee Italian place she mentioned loving, but been unable to afford often. I checked it out. It's inexpensive, authentic, and it's cosy. Perfect for an intimate evening. And I've asked them to make it extra special. What is it about this girl? I shouldn't care so much about the venue. Certainly not just because she does. I've been a love-struck teenager all week, and now even my wolf's brightened up. He's ridiculous. Very, very occasionally a supernatural can have a mate from a different species, but never a full human. Even then, it's frowned on. Heavily. After all, how will the kids turn out? How would you know? Wait till 16? What if they grow up in the wrong damn pack? Of course, accidents happen too. Unplanned, unwanted hybrid pregnancies from a fling. The crossbreeds all get shoved to the shady edges of soup society, forced to live a life rejected by both their parents' packs. Who wants that for their kid? Our pack, it's no different. My father treats any hybrids with the misfortune to cross his path harshly. His purity of race dogma has ruined lives. And now his son is off dating a human. Great. I don't agree with him. Not one bit, but I hope that after tonight, whatever my fascination with Freya is, it'll be satiated and I can stop screwing up my future. I've nothing against crossbreeds, not really. But she's not even that, she's a human. And a human can't be a fated mate. So this thing I have for her, it's just a silly infatuation. my brain looking for one last gasp escape before growing up and taking a bride. The sooner I get her out my system, the better. I hit the buzzer at 7 p.m. exactly, and hang around for a few minutes before I remember she said the damn thing doesn't work. I stab her number into my phone, impatiently drumming my fingers on the peeling paint of the door frame. She sounds rushed, like she wasn't quite expecting me yet. Maybe I should have arrived later. Hell, I have to stop fussing over the unimportant crap and relax. This is meant to be a fun evening. It takes until halfway through the mains, and with a refill of wine, before I finally stop feeling like a nervous kid on his first date. Freya seems delighted with the place. With me. Maybe this will work out well. I fish for an escapee meatball while secretly watching her. She's wearing the flattering green dress I first saw her in, although she's dressed it down with some slightly scuffed leather boots and a striking bracelet. Before I can think, I've reached out to touch her wrist. She flinches, and I pull my hand away, confused. Sorry, Freya, your jewellery, it's just really unusual. I'm sure it was a necklace the last time I saw it. Thankfully, she seems to relax a little. Aren't you the observant Mr. Hawkeye? Freya teases. It can be either. My auntie made it for me when I was a kid. She moves her hand closer, allowing me to look again, and I brush her wrist gently with my thumb. Immediately, her pupils dilate. Touching her skin is like fireworks going off. I am grinning like a damn schoolboy again. Groaning internally, I wrangle my expression under control. Here's hoping she hasn't been wined and dined by too many slick operators. I am far from my smoothest tonight. Her breathing speeds up, and it's obvious. She feels it too. This connection. Her breasts rise and fall quickly, and I feel myself harden, knowing I'm responsible. Swallowing hard, I stare over her shoulder. There is something so unbelievably sexy about this woman. The things I want to do to her. Thank the goddess she's sitting opposite me and can't see my immediate boner. Getting a hard-on from merely touching her wrist definitely puts me in the creep category with a human. Among supes, not so much. Alphas have a high sex drive, and everyone knows it. But it isn't like I can explain. The whole evening glides past on fast forward. The only tricky thing is steering the conversation away from the family emergency. Lying outright feels wrong. I plump for saying it involved my sister and her friends getting into some serious trouble. It's enough truth not to be really lying, and elusive enough not to draw attention to the fact that it was an entirely otherworldly emergency. I've no idea how to reconcile our two realities. Maybe somewhere far, far back in our ancestors there's a little bit of supernatural bloodline. I can't really explain how I'm feeling and how she's reacting otherwise. Despite my reservations, I'm feeling more for this damn human than any she-wolf I have ever met. A couple of times I've caught myself checking Freya's scent, and while it is gorgeous, there's no way around it. She's no soup. I let out a sigh and refocus on the delightful ball of red-headed energy in front of me. It's a problem for another day. Tonight is way too enjoyable to get bogged down in supernatural politics. After dessert, I scoot around beside Freya, and we savour the last of our wine. She's all wide-eyed innocence and smiles, and I can't resist draping my arm over the back of the bench. The minx's eyes twinkle, and she wriggles her bum nearer, nestling into me, tilting her chin up to peer into my eyes. That's more than enough consent for my wolf, and before I'm even aware of what I'm doing, I've taken her face in my hands, kissing her roughly. She freezes, just long enough for me to be alarmed, and then I feel her whole body relax. Her hand reaches out and touches my chest, tracing the lines of my abs under my shirt, and I grab her waist, pulling her into me. The bill, sir? Madam? Fuck, I was completely oblivious to the restaurant around us. A low grumble emanates from my chest as I disentangle myself from Freya and go to pay. I glance across and see her blushing. I will give her something to properly blush about soon. A wicked smile plays across my face at the thought. As we're leaving, my phone pings. I go to slip it away, but Freya's eyes light up as she catches the sight of Tavy's name. Without really thinking, I show her the photo he just sent. Him and a girl out on a date. The girl is Liz, Freya's friend. Before I can blink, there's a flurry of text messages between them. Freya's best pal is the female shifter Tavy has been dating. It's slightly ironic Freya has no idea what either Liz or the rest of us are. Liz would be breaking the law to tell her. They'd both be in danger of a swift arrest. The supernatural court are not to be messed with in that regard. The sheer number of messages between the girls is alarming, and I'm distinctly getting the feeling my plans have just been hijacked. Sure enough, the girls have arranged a double date in a milk bar, whatever the hell that is. It's 100% not how I wanted to end the night. But I get the feeling Freya's backpedaling. Maybe my alpha nature got carried away. I guess French kissing and heavy petting over dinner on a first date is a bit much. She was into it though, I'm fucking certain. I suppose I can take a rain check on a sexy ending to the night, if it means I get another chance on a second date. My wolf's not going to settle until I fuck this girl. And hell, she's interesting. I want to see more of her. How did I get so tangled up here? This was meant to be a quick one-night stand and move on. But I'm not even slightly disappointed at the idea of stretching this into a second date. What the hell is wrong with me? The milk bar is awful. It's like walking inside a black and white themed cliché. I make Freya as comfortable as she can be, perched in the window on a monstrous faux leather stool. Just as I turn to find the bar, I spot Tavy arriving on his motorbike. There's a very spirited-looking shifter tucked in behind him, clutching him around the waist. As they dismount and she tosses out her hair from the helmet, I subtly sniff the air. She's not a wolf. Shit, the sly bugger's been holding out on me. Sniffing again, I distill the night scent. Not even a fox. What is she? A cougar? Oof! Cougars have a rep for their ferocious tempers. I grin. He'd need some reining in. It'll do him good. The next few moments happen in slow motion. Tavy glances up and sees us. His eyes narrow. His face turns from placid to thunderous in an instant, and he storms in. Outside now, Dirk. I raise an eyebrow, entirely unused to my beta ordering me around. Outside right now. His volume rises. I send Freya an apologetic shoulder shrug, roll my eyes and follow my bizarrely behaving beta outside. What the hell, Tavy? I didn't want a double date to end the night either, and I know I'm supposed to be looking for a fated mate, and I know she's human, but... Tavy explodes in my face. This is the girl you've been moping over? This is the girl you've been thinking might be your mate? She cannot be your mate. She's a bloody witch. After your sister, I'd have thought dipping your dick in the coven is the last thing you'd do. I laugh, incredulously, my anger rising. Get over yourself, Tavy. If she was a witch, don't you think I'd know it? I jab a finger towards a puzzled-looking Freya through the window. She's hiding it from you, Dirk. I can sense it. You have to believe me. When I first met her, it was weak, a trace only. I was curious, and it didn't really matter. She could just have been any old witch, but it's stronger now. I'm certain, and it damn well matters now because she's getting her claws into you. The urgency in his voice has my hackles rising, and I check my temper. Tavy has an inherent sense for the truth of things, far better than your average wolf. He's never been wrong before. Doubt flickers at the edge of my mind, and I take a sideways glance at the stunning redhead inside. Damn! If she's hiding being a witch, then she's very good at it. My thoughts are already a tangled web of confusion when Tavy interjects. I didn't know it was her Liz was giving your number to, or I would never... I'm sorry. As your beta, I'm telling you, you cannot trust her. He hesitates, taking a deep breath before ploughing on. And as your friend, I'm telling you, I've seen her with Marcel. Seen her getting a massage in broad daylight, in public, from Marcel de Vaudou. You have to believe me. She is not who she says she is. The air is sucked out of the world. I lean over, nausea and dizziness washing over me. I thought I was saving her for Mark that night in the bistro, but I was set up. Marcel, the heir to the de Vaudou dynasty, the French aristocracy heading the coven for centuries. The coven that just destroyed my sister's wolf. Suddenly it makes a horrible kind of sense. This feeling of connection with a mere human, this stupid semi-formed idea running around in the back of my head that perhaps she could be my mate, my fated mate. It's been a fucking spell. Of course it has. A deep growl reverberates through my chest, and I glare at the witch through the window, letting my hatred take root. How could I be so stupid? I didn't even truly believe I'd have a fated mate until now. But despite myself, my connection to Freya has had me second-guessing. I've allowed myself to be manipulated, used, drawn into whatever heinous plan the coven has. My heart and my wolf are protesting, but at least my beta caught her out. Tavy is watching me carefully. Witches aren't all bad, Dirk, he sighs. They're not all part of the coven, you know that, but why the hell did it have to be this one? I'll grab Liz and leave you to deal with her. I blink slowly, watching Tavy walk away, shoulders slumped, dragging a protesting Liz. He won't go too far, not until he knows the threat is safely dealt with, until I deal with it, with her. I turn back inside, trying to shake off the creeping sadness filling me. Approaching Freya, I focus on the betrayal. Any other feelings I have are the effect of her spell. They're false. She's false. Despite my wolf's yowling, now that I know what she is, she can't get away with it. No one does this to me. No one harms my sister and doesn't suffer the consequences. No one makes me fall for them under false pretenses. No one messes with my heart and my head. I will get the truth out of this conniving bitch of a sorceress.